Hi, welcome to the Gen X Glam and Gab channel here on YouTube. I am so excited to be here. It's been several weeks. For those of you who are tracking my channel, thank you for your patience. For those of you that are new, welcome. I am so happy to meet you. I'm all about the Glam and Gab here. And again, those of you who are tracking my channel know that I have made a huge move over the past couple of months. I have moved from the Canada Great North territory all the way across the ocean to the land of the Vikings here in Sweden. And in between, I took a very nice vacation with my family in northern Michigan. I have been super busy over the past couple of weeks unpacking my stuff. My stuff arrived. It arrived safely. If you were watching me pack out and watching my summer series where I decluttered and I organized my glam and I did these breakout videos, I was talking about my Guerlain collection in particular, although I want to say this video, please stick around if you are a Charlotte Tilbury fan, because this is going to be and it's not shocking because sometimes I can go off the rails on a crazy train talking about Charlotte Tilbury, and that is going to be one of these videos. But I mentioned it in my Guerlain collection. Guerlain is just a wonderful brand. It is so chicy. It is so luxurious. And it can be so expensive. And I have just carved out a collection based on hustle when I lived in Canada using my Shoppers Drug Mart redemption points and getting stuff, gifts with purchases, making friends with branch managers and getting extra gifts with purchase. And so I said, you know what, I'm hand carrying. I am going to hand carry my Guerlain collection, because what if my stuff falls off? What if the shipping container carrying my stuff across the ocean falls off the boat? Because I've heard that happens before. And then what am I going to do? It's like irreplaceable. I hustled to get my Guerlain collection, hustled to get most of my collection. But anyway, so my stuff makes it. It doesn't fall off the ship, but there's an issue with the warehouse where my stuff was stored. And we didn't know until we opened the crates whether my stuff was going to be damaged or not. It's fine. It was all fine. But this is why we have to be extra careful. Now, I hope I didn't manifest the issue at the warehouse. But anyway, my stuff arrived. I've got it all put away. My glam room it's not as ideal, I suppose, as I had in Canada when I was my mom in the basement. I had this beautiful rec room basement and I just loved it. But I have carved out a small break room here in the new house. It's a very small office, but what I like about it is it has all these built-in shelves, like to my left and my right, to above, and above those built-in shelves there's these like little cubbies, right, that are super deep, and they go like boom all the way to the back of the wall. So I have all my glam stored in here. I have a break room. I'm so excited. If you're new to my channel, I talk about especially moms, but just in general, we need a break room, right? We have all these competing interests going on in our life, whether it's a career, whether it's the kids, whether it's whatever it is, you need a spot to go and take a break, do a hobby, just sit and have original thoughts where it's your chill space. So that's what's going on. All right, so here I am. It's been so many weeks, but I'm so excited. Let's talk about Charlotte Tilbury now. Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury. Guess what? This one's going to London. I am going to London next weekend, and I have booked myself into 3 free 15-minute consultations at a Charlotte Tilbury shop in like the center of London. It's the Covenant Garden location. I'm going to get a 15-minute tutorial on contouring, on I think it says like lip, brow, and eyes. So obviously 15 minutes won't cover all that. So I think I might have to pick. And if I have to pick between the 3, I think I might go with the eyes, because I feel like I do an okay job on the brows. And I am improving my lip skills, but my shadow skills, not so good. And then I'm going to do a foundation match. So that they're going to be like boom, boom, boom. And I'm super excited about that. I'm also excited to see the advent calendar, the 2025 advent calendar in person in the shop, because I think I'm going to wait to buy it until Charlotte Tilbury has her... Since I've been tracking Charlotte Tilbury, this is my 3rd year I've been tracking Charlotte Tilbury. So I feel like I'm still kind of a noob. I mean, Charlotte's been around for a while. Using her lip oil here. Just going to go in with a little bit of that because my lips are feeling it. And I'm going to give myself a spritz of her Magic Hydration Mist. What I want to talk about in this video, though, I'm not going to do a full face of Charlotte Tilbury, although I almost have all my Charlotte Tilbury out in front of me. And I want to talk about is the 2025 advent calendar. This is what her advent calendar chest looked like last year. It was beautiful, nice little heart shape. You can open the top here and you get extra storage space for like flat items and stuff like that. It's a really beautiful chest. And last year I was on the fence. I was like, should I buy it? Because I have a lot of the stuff that comes in it. But if you don't have a lot of the stuff that like if you're just starting out in your collection, buying this advent calendar it's a really good deal because it's a great mix of skincare and makeup. So what I want to do is go through what I have in my collection and showcase what is going to be in the 2025, what is going to be in the 2025 treasure chest. She's calling it a treasure chest. She calls it a treasure chest. She calls it an advent calendar. So I'm just going to use them interchangeably as well. But it really looks like a chest this year. I'm going to try to put an overlay picture so you can see what I'm talking about. And you can see the 12 contents, 5 full size, 7 mini / travel size products. Now I have all of the products, most all the products, but I don't necessarily have them in the sizes that you're going to see in the 2025 advent calendar, but that's fine. It's fine. We can improvise. That's what I do here. I'm on the go. This is a one cut deal, right? If you know, you know. If you know me, you know me. So we'll do our best. But so we're going to start with me being super excited to go to the store and see this thing in person. I'm gonna tell you, and I've said before, but I need to do like a little bit of a fact check correction. When I first talked about this advent calendar launching, it was during the countdown. It was before it actually dropped on the page. And I said, I think I might wait until around after American Thanksgiving, when Charlotte Tilbury has traditionally, the past 2 years, because I've only been tracking for 3, has done mad discounts. Either she does 2-for-1s on some of her iconic products that you would never get a sale on, like her 50 ml Magic Cream Moisturizer. This guy right here, 2 years ago, I got 2-for-1. They're normally 50 milliliters for $100, so I got 100 milliliters for $100, which was a smoking deal. Last year, at one point, and I went back on our Discord channel. If you have not joined Gen X Glam and Gab on Discord, you should join on Discord because that is real-time chat, my friends. I was just chatting with Jeanette like an hour before I started this video and showing her the appointments that I've booked in to go to get the contour and the shade match, and she's like all excited for me. Hi, Jeanette. It was great talking to you on Discord. It always is. But if you have not joined the Discord channel, that is a chance to hang out with other members, other Gen X Glam and Gab community members, chat in real time, post your own content. Yeah, you should go on and get over there, and I'm going to post that link. But anyway, all this stuff's posted. All this stuff is posted over there. But I went back to check my date stamps from last year. I did a search, and I found it was November 28th last year, 2024, where I was like, guys, if you go to Charlotte Tilbury's site right now, she's got these mad deals, like 10, it was like, I think it was 10, 20, and 30. For sure, 30 was the top. I misspoke. Barb W, I am sorry I misspoke in my last video when I was talking about the 2025 advent calendar. Let's wait and see what kind of discount she puts it on, if she puts it on, if she does the mad discount after American Thanksgiving during Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. It was 30% off if you spent over $160. So the chest this year is $220. It's supposed to have a $320 some value. And it could, if it sticks around. And last year it stuck around. When she dropped that 10, 20, 30% off sale, there were still advent calendars, and I was kind of like kicking myself. I'm like, I paid full price and I could have got it for 30% off. So this year I'm riding. I'm like, it's going to be enough for me to go to the store next weekend and just see the thing, take my pictures. Maybe they'll have a display that you can touch and open the drawers and just be like, oh. And guess what? October is my birthday month, my friends. For those of you that were hanging out last year during October Palooza, you know October is my birthday month. So I'm cashing in. I'm gonna get my birthday gift while I'm there. I'm gonna ask anyway. All right, let's start going with, let's actually start going with some product. Let's get into the glam and a little bit less gab, but there's the setup. It took me this long to get there, but there's the setup. I washed my face today with Charlotte's Magic Hydration Revival Cleanser. I'm going to tell you what this stuff does. Like, I don't know if you can tell. I mean, do you think I have a little bit of a glow? I'm still working on the lighting in my new space. Yeah, so my lighting looks a little weird. I'm sorry about that. But I do feel like when I use my Magic Revival Hydration Cleanser, this is a repurchase for me. So the full is 120 milliliters, right? The reason I'm pulling this guy out is because in the treasure this year, the 2025 Advent calendar, there's a 30 ml of this cleanser. And I just want to point that out and tell you what I think of it, because I have bought the 120 milliliter. This is my second. And I've gone through some 30 ml and I've given away 30 mils as well. But this is great because it cleans your face. It takes off your makeup, okay? So sometimes, you know, it's a two-step process to get off your makeup. You use a makeup balm, right? Remover, where just stuff just melts off. e.l.f. is my favorite for that. And I was just going to say, like, the Holy Hydration Melting Balm, $12 from e.l.f. is like the best deal out there. But when e.l.f. recently expanded their Jelly Pop line, they made a cleansing balm, and I did buy it, and I have it in my shower, and I've been using it. So you can use a balm to take off your makeup, but then you still got to cleanse your face, right? And then some people still go in for an exfoliation. And then maybe some people still go in and put a mask on, like, how you, the most important thing is clean your face, right? But the thing that I do like about this is it takes off your makeup and it cleans your face. Fenty has a really good cleanser for that too, like the twofer stuff. But it says it like protects your face, like it cleans up, it removes all the pollutants that are flying around as we're walking around outside that just get into our pores, right? I think it gives a little bit of a glow. I do think that I feel like a little bit smoother after I use it. My face isn't red. Now, I washed my face about 20 minutes ago, so I really wanted to like let it settle. But I love this stuff. And so you're going to get this product number 1 that I'm talking about. You get a 20 milliliter or 30 milliliter of it. That's one of the 7 minis. Another one of the minis, which is here, Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Elixir Serum. This is a 10 milliliter sample. I think it's enough to know if you like it. Here's what's left of one of my full size. She makes this in a ginormous size above this, but this is like the classic. This is a 30 mil. I have repurchased this over the past year, I want to say 3 times. Because you know me. I rotate through my Guerlain, I rotate through my Shiseido, I rotate through my Clarins, I rotate through my e.l.f. skincare like serums, my tier. So, but early on in my collection, I found that I was really liking the milky serums, and 2 brands that make a fantastic milky serum. Well, I'll say 3 because and I already said tier. They make a really good milky serum. But Charlotte Tilbury and Caudalie, they make fantastic like milky serums. This even will give you like a little bit of stick when it's done. We're gonna let it settle. So product number 2, one of the other 7 minis, is a little bit of her Elixir Serum. If you haven't noticed, we're starting with skincare, which is where one should always start with these things. All right, so while we just let that sit a little bit, what else have I been up to? I have been momming. I have been keeping in touch with my boy that stayed back in Canada to start his 2nd year of college, living in the dorm, living independently for the first time. He actually reaches out to me often. He's like, "Mama, call." It's like, it's so fantastic. I just feel like I did it. Like I did a really good job. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And one of the reasons why I'm always talking about give yourself a break, especially if you're mom, especially if you're a full-time working mom, because maybe your kiddos aren't, you know, maybe the joy of parenthood isn't always joyous. And I will say that frankly, that it was not always joyous for me. Single mom most of the time, moving around with the kids, trying to work full time, trying to support them in the needs that they needed that sometimes were a little bit more special than other kids' needs. Like, I like to say the cookie cutter kids, when there's nothing wrong with cookie cutter kids, but so we know it's like real children are like for those of you, we're going Gen X here, that had their Cabbage Patch Kids back in the 80s, there was a saying like, there's no this charm of having Cabbage Patch Kids is that they were marketed in a way that they're like, they're all unique. They're all individuals, just like real children. And that's the way our kids are, right? And there's all these turns from when they come out and you get them and they're like, oh my God, I have to keep this little thing alive and teach it everything it needs to know to eventually launch. And I'm at that launch, and it was a ride, but we got there. So I'm momming on that front, and I'm momming with my 12th grader, trying to get him through finishing school, high school online. And I just appreciate him so much for making that sacrifice for me so that I could come here and work. And he, as a result, is gonna finish his education online. So I'm momming, I'm doing all that stuff. I'm moving into a new house. I'm organizing my stuff. I'm trying to tune into my new gig. I'm trying to hang out with you guys, even though I've been kind of falling down on that. But like I said, I'm really super happy to be here. All right, let's get into the next thing. I think that that's drying, but I do have beauty news that I want to talk about outside of Charlotte Tilbury, but I dropped my big news. I am going to London. I'm so excited. And I have show and tell stuff too. I don't know if I'll get to it in this video. It might be my next video. And for those of you that are tracking Xena, my cat, here, let's look at the Magic Cream. Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, her iconic product that launched the whole thing. The models were begging for it when she was doing celebrity makeup before she built her empire. This is the product that kicked it all off. And you get a 15 milliliter. It's one of the seven minis that you're going to get in the 2025 calendar. She would not ever dare to make an advent calendar without her Magic Cream. Comes in 3 sizes. You get your 15 mil. Actually, there's a deluxe size, which I want to say is like a 3 mil, very small. There, that like you could get maybe with Sephora points. So this is the 15 mil you get in the calendar. This is her 35 mil, and this is her 50 mil. And I'm on a refill of my 50 mil. So I've gone through the 2 that I got 2 for 1 a couple years ago, but I cleaned out the glass, and you could just like pop this out. And when I go to, I'm like thinking like, what am I gonna buy? Oh, this just melts into your skin, and it preps it for makeup so well. You really, really do not need a primer. What am I doing with my makeup today? I'm not doing much. I'm hanging out with you guys. So excited to talk about Charlotte Tilbury. I'm not going to do like a lot. I think I'm going to do my lips and like just warm up my face a little bit, because today is like a big day. I'm going to get back to Xena because we're prepping to have folks over tonight. So we're cooking a dinner, although I just have to do the sides. The big job is happening on the grill. We're grilling like the brisket. That brisket is getting underway. There's yard work to do because there's actually still sun here in Sweden, which is going to go away, and that's going to be for real. It's going to get dark and gray, but that's fine. I lived in Copenhagen for several years a while back, and I know what's going to happen. It's going to get dark. We're going to have to light candles. We're going to have to get all hoogie. Hoogie means like cozy, right? Like that's just the vibe, and the cultural vibe in the Scandinavias when the sun goes bye-bye for a little bit. But anyway, not today. There's going to be sun today, and we have decided, we've sort of talked to our neighbors, and we've gotten the vibe about animals outside and the dangers and all this stuff. And Xena, we're talking about Xena. Xena has escaped a few times, few adventures, and she's gotten out here in her neighborhood, and she's come back. So for the first time today, we let her out. We're just like, go free. We're not going to put you on your leash or your harness. But every once in a while, we're like yelling for her outside. So if you hear a voice in the background from the invaders, they might be yelling for Xena. All right, so there's all of that. That's going on today. Xena is on a free roam. We are getting ready to cook a dinner. I am getting ready with you for that. It's not a wash and dry the hair day, so I just pulled it back for the purpose of this video, but I'll have to do something with it before we have our guests over. And I think, look, you know how I got my roots set before I left Canada at the end of June? Like, now I found a nail place, although next weekend I need to go. These are going on 3 weeks. But now I'm going to meet, and I found a place to get my brows done. Now I'm going to need to find a place to get my roots touched up. But these things it's all in good time. All in good time. All right. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Let's keep going. What's the next thing? I'm trying to go in skincare order. Skincare, not really skincare, but let's look at the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is another iconic, much like the Magic Cream, that I don't think Charlotte would dare not put in her advent calendar. So you're going to get this. This is the travel size. This is the 34 mil. All right, so it counts as a mini. So we're talking a mini setting spray, a mini 30 mil like face cleanser. you're going to get the 10 mil elixir serum. You're going to get the 15 mil magic cream. Let's keep going with the minis because you're going to get a mini lip cheat. Okay, when you see the word lip cheat and anything with Charlotte Tilbury, know that it is a lip liner. It's like the name of a collection, and then it goes on to give you your shade. So there is you're going to get the mini lip cheat. I believe, I want to say, is the Walk of No Shame. I have notes here somewhere. I'm not sure. Yes, I think it's going to be the Walk of No Shame. That is going to be the mini. You will get a full-size lip cheat, and I want to say in Pillow Talk, and I may have the two mixed around, but we're sticking with the mini. So you're going to get a mini. This is not, this is Pillow Talk medium, so it's not Pillow Talk. I do want to do a Pillow Talk lip. I want to show you what I've been doing with my lips lately, and in Pillow Talk specifically with my Charlotte Tilbury that I've been really, really, really liking. And actually, I want to tell you that I've done a Charlotte Tilbury order today. I did it this morning because she's dropping some new like holiday gifty things. I got a mini brush set. I already have a mini brush set from Charlotte Tilbury. It looks like this. These are the brushes that come in her mini set, and they come in this beautiful, it's like, I've talked about this before. This reminds me of like a flap, like the 1920s, like little clutch. How lovely is that? So the mini brush kit that she has on her website right now comes with all of these brushes plus her Hollywood complexion brush, which is one of my favorite brushes. This brush I got in the 2023 advent calendar, and I'm disappointed this year that she actually didn't include this brush. And I'm also disappointed this year in the past 2 years she's included her lip oil, which she didn't. So she added the magic hydration revival cleanser, I think, in place of the lip oil, and that is a darn shame. All right, so what are some more of the minis? You're gonna get two like I think she calls them travel size lipsticks. You're gonna get it in the shade Iconic Kissing, which I don't have. I lost. I had it, but I've lost it. It's kind of like a pinkish nude. And you're going to get Walk of No Shame. So Charlotte has 3 sizes of lipstick. This is the size I believe is coming in the advent calendar. This is the size you can get from Sephora with like points, or you can get it as a free gift from Charlotte. Usually she'll send this size. And then this is her full size lipstick. So the Walk of No Shame, I'm just going to show you what that looks like. It's a beautiful deep color, and I don't, like I say, I don't have Kissing. This is her, this is, I don't even know. This is her medium, Pillow Talk. But I haven't really been using the lipsticks in my lip look that I've been doing. I've been taking one of my liners. I have a couple of these. So I have Iconic Nude here. I've got, this is Hot Gossip. See, this is all, again, in the lip cheek collection in different colors, and this is Pillow Talk medium. I would love to have a Walk of No Shame lip liner. I'm sad though that the one that's in the advent calendar is gonna be the mini. I'm in the full size lip liner. I'm almost sure it's in the shade Pillow Talk. So you're gonna get 2 in the minis. In the 7 minis, you're gonna get two lipsticks, Iconic Kissing, and you're going to get a Pillow Talk matte, and you're going to get a mini liner. So 3 lip things. Let's call it 3, putting that down. Let's call it 3 skincares, right? Because you're going to get a cleanser, you're going to get a serum, you're going to get the magic cream, and you're going to get like the travel size spray. I think that's 7. So I think that's a pretty good mix of skincare and makeup. And then in the full size, let's just get into it because I want to finish my lips. Lately, you know, at beauty school, teacher taught me to do lips last, but for some reason I just love doing my lips first, and there are no rules. So so there's that. Oh, getting back, I told you I'm off the rails on the crazy train on this video. Getting back to my Charlotte Tilbury purchase, I got the mini brush clutch, and I got a new face palette. She has these beautiful face palettes. They come in 2 different shades. So I got kind of like a lighter pink one, and then there's like a bronzier one. And I want to say the palette has like 7 7 pans in it, and you've got something for your lids, you've got something for blush, you've got something that will bronze you up even if you got like the lighter palette, if you will. So I'm super excited for that to come. You know it's going to be show and tell time when that comes. So let's now look at the full-size products that you're going to get in the 2025 calendar, and let me just keep going, finishing my face. But so I've been doing getting back to my lips, I've been doing a very, very generous lip line, all right? And I don't even care if I go out of the lines because I just kind of go back and fix it right before I leave the house. Don't want to leave the house with calm face. I fill in the lips too. Lovely. And then I go over it with Charlotte's Pillow Talk Lip Collagen Bath type product. This is super cute. I got this in the 2023 Advent calendar in the mini size, but in the 2025 she's going to put this in full size. It's got this cute little heart applicator, doe foot-ish and shaped like a heart, but it has a bit of a tingle. But man, these lips, they look good. They look good in person. I love this look more so than putting on like a lipstick, right? It stays, because if you do your base with your lip liner, these are high quality stuff, like good pigment going on with these together. But then I don't stop there. This product is not in, she didn't put it in her advent calendar for 2025, but she is actually running it with a gift with purchase. I'm pretty sure that my free gift that I got with the purchase of the new brushes and the new face palette is one of her blur. These are like airbrush blur. And they're a little bit matte. This is in the shade Pillow Talk. So I did, my liner was medium to Pillow Talk liner again, in the lip chick. Oh, the tingles are hitting. In the in the lip cheek collection, and then I went over it with the collagen Pillow Talk shade gloss. And then look at that, it's just like we're putting it just right in the middle, and it's just adds like a little bit of a blur effect. Really, really fun. All right, so you get a full size of this one with the heart shade applicator, a little bit of the tingles, but you know me, I'm sensitive to tingles, and I would tell you if it's awful. It's not awful. Then you're going to get a full size lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. This will last you a while. That will. You're going to get a full size wand, and I want to say it's Pillow Talk again. This one here is just, it's our Beauty Light wand, and this is in the shade Pinkgasm. Here's what the wands look like if you haven't explored them yet. You twist there. This is obviously a new one because she was trying to unload these. I think she was giving away these gifts with purchases not too long ago, like in the past year. Anyway, you twist it, you squeeze it, the product comes up, and then, you know, people are dotting it on. And when I go to my Charlotte Tilbury free 15-minute consultation on contouring, we're going to see, like, they're going to use this to show me. And I think they'll probably explain, like, blend, like, light to dark. I don't know. We'll find out, but you're going to get a full-size wand. But you do want to be careful with these things, because I'm going to show you this, and I'm not ashamed. Look what happened to this one. These are super messy. Obviously, the integrity of the sponge is susceptible to popping off when it gets like too gunky and yucky. So I just saved that to show you. This is her iconic sort of sculpting wand. For a while, she was the only one that had this going on, this packaging, you know, with the dots. Why don't we just go ahead and use them, because I do want to warm up my face today. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't think it stays. I'd much rather use my creamy sticks, but this kicked it off, and everybody's got a dupe of it, right? Another full-size product you're going to get. So you're going to get a full-size lip liner. You're going to get a full-size gloss, if you will. You're going to get a full size of her latest mascara drop, which is her Exaggerize. This is what the wand looks like. It's okay. Like, you know, I'm not a fan of mascara, but I find that I have found when I've used this, it's a very brushy wand. And I say that because we can compare it to her push-up lash wand, which is much, much finer, right? That's a much finer comb. Anyway, gonna get the full size Exaggerize, and you're also gonna get a full size of her Rock and Coal eyeliner, which if you're tracking my channel, you know that for a while I was trying to find an eyeliner that does not like smudge, and I tried this one, right? This is a new one. I have 2 of them. And this is in the shade Barbella Brown. This is the exact shade. So you get one end as a smudger, which is kind of nice. And then this is your Barbella Brown. It's quite dark. It's quite dark brown. I found that it smudged, but you know, that's a question I can ask when I go and I have that 15-minute consultation and I say I want to focus on the eyes. I could say like, hey, what can I do? Let's go in with my mini Hollywood complexion brush. What can I do? How do I apply this thing so that I don't get the smudges, right? Because I rub my eyes. I do, and it's a terrible habit, and it's why I can't wear a lot of mascara. It's why I don't wear a lot of eyeliner, even though I do feel like the eyeliner does make the eyes pop, right? So does a little bit of mascara. Those go a long way, and but unfortunately, I'm just always like doing one of these numbers. So to recap the full size, you get a mascara, you get an eyeliner, you get your lip liner, you're gonna get like your gloss and something else that now that I have forgotten, but it'll come to me, or you can go back and the wand. You're going to get a full-size wand. All right, so it's very convoluted. It's not all neat and wrapped up in a bow for you like it never is with my videos, but if you were paying attention, you got it all. I dropped it all. The only last thing that I want to talk about, 2 things in beauty news. I just want more of this on my face because I feel like, again, with this stuff, I do like it, but I don't feel like it stays well. And that's a question I'm going to ask during the contouring. I'm going to be straight up. I'm going to be like, listen, I love Charlotte Tilbury. Teach me how to use this so that this stuff actually, like, I feel like it stays, because you're talking to a person that likes the most minimal look, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to see it at all, right? But the 2 other things I want to talk about before I pop off, and I am going to endorse another influencer here if you're still paying attention, because she did an excellent job. Influencer Jen Love did a fantastic video on Toddy Westbrook's new brushes. Toddy dropped 3 different brush sets. There's like specialty, an expansion pack, and something like essentials. There's 7 brushes in each pack. Each pack sells for $135. That breaks down to $19 a brush. They do look like they are quite high quality, and they do look like they got cool, you know, really cool shapes to them. And Jen Love did a really, really, really good review of all the brush sets. So I'm gonna link her video because I really like her. And I just watched a video yesterday. Speaking of Canada, I left Canada, right, to move to Sweden. Her and her family are moving from the States to Canada, and she's not going to really track it on her beauty news and deep dive channel, but she's got a separate channel that she's going to document like the move. So wishing great luck to Jen. I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited, and maybe I'll track her move, because maybe I'll pick up some tips and tricks for my next move. And then and the other thing I want to talk about is POV Beauty, another influencer, Michaela Noguera. Michaela's all over the place, but she has dropped POV Beauty in Canada. She's not at Shoppers Mart, so if she's watching this, or if her people are watching this, if you want to crush Canada, you gotta get in Shoppers Drug Mart. People are saying like buying POV from the Canadian website, it's like there's taxes and all this stuff. Just get into Shoppers. Kylie's there. Why not? Last thing I'm going to say about Charlotte before I go is I was super excited to receive my stuff, and it's so satisfying. I opened up my new compact, my new airbrush finish compact in the shade 1. I love this thing. I love this. I love this setting powder, and I know I'm not alone out there. Like, you watch influencers all over the place. They're always using their Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. And, you know, it comes in the mini. It does come in a mini. Where's my mini? It comes in this size, but it's so good. It is so good. Just buy it in the full size. And if Charlotte puts this thing 2 for 1 this holiday season, heck yeah, I'm there for 2 for 1. Because remember, you can always see on the bottom how long this is good for, right? This actually is, it's 30 months, 30M. That's a long time. And remember, that's when the product hits the air. And even after that, I mean, back in the day when I wasn't into like collecting like a junkie I am now, I'd use the same compact forever. The key is to make sure you keep your brushes and your powder puffs and all that stuff clean. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is crushing it out there, whatever you're doing. Thanks so much for tuning in, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.